What is up, Mav fans and hoop heads? Hope your vibes are immaculate today. I'm AG, host, owner, CEO, director, manager, and all that. Welcome on into another episode of Mavs Rundown. Appreciate you for listening. And I'm joined today by a special guest, none other than Christian Torres. What's up, Christian?
What up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Hell yeah, what's up, bro? And unfortunately, today it was a tough loss. Mavs had the 3:30 slot time, and we lose 100-99, a 1 point loss. And Luka Doncic return to the playoffs and to basketball. The Utah's Jazz really escape with a 1 point victory because they should have had this thing wrapped up already. And Mavs made a great comeback and just weren't able to hold it off and finish it off right at the end. And we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, very disappointing. Loss by the Mavs. We thought we could have had it. I mean, I guess in one sense you could say it's disappointing, and in the other you could say it was like, man, we were just like that close. Like we should have had to, we could have had this one. But we'll just go ahead and get right into the game. Actually, the second quarter, I actually didn't get to miss that, or I had to miss that one. Was busy with my family stuff, son's birthday party, and doing things like that. But second half, I was able to tune in. But first half, man, I got my man Christian Torres. Please give us the rundown and all the madness that you were telling, because I was getting my updates through Christian. he was giving me the full on updates on everything. So please tell me everything. What happened with the Mavs in the first half?
Yeah, man. I think one of the big things. Well, we'll just go ahead and start with the the plays, I guess. It was looking fine. We were just going back and forth. Things were going fine, right? Like there was some shots that they weren't hitting in that first quarter, but all in all, the first quarter was decent. I think we ended up pretty much tied up in that first quarter. The problem I had was very much inconsistencies with the refereeing. Man, it was just not
Mm-hmm.
consistent. Like they were calling things against us that they weren't calling on the Jazz, and vice versa. We were getting away with some things as
Mm-hmm.
well, but super inconsistent. And I feel like that played a part in the second half of the game, because I know, like you said, you were watching, so you saw, we were really riding on Rudy Gobert. We were really playing rough with him,
Right.
and I feel like that played a part from stemming from that first half, because we didn't know what the hell they were gonna call. So whatever, people were throwing elbows and shit. It was rough, but
The first quarter, it was basically tied. Nine free throws. I'm not counting fouls. I'm just looking at free throw attempts, really. So not just
mhm.
fouls in general, but free throw attempts. It's about nine. We had nine. They had 10. Then you look at the second quarter. We only had 5 free throw attempts compared to their 12. So I mean, that
Right.
lack of aggression on us. But then, like you said, that I can definitely see just the whistle not going our way. We're not getting any foul calls and things like that, or them just calling it one way and not calling it the other. Damn. And I know you had to mention too about the first half. Reason why, because I asked you, I was wondering, like, I wonder if Max is gonna have another hot game and how he's doing and stuff. And you texted me telling me he got in foul trouble.
Yeah, yeah. Three. He got three in that first quarter, which they took him out for a while. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's killer. That's like Maxi. Like we're short rotations already for big man, and for
Yeah,
Maxi to getting like three quick fouls in the first quarter, like that hurts us a lot, like offensively and defensively.
yeah. Oh, and it gets worse. It gets worse. So he got the three in the first quarter. Then he picked up. Jason Kidd decided to play him in that second quarter a
Right.
little early, and he immediately picked another one up after like maybe a minute and a half of playtime. And so we had to send Bertans in there, to fill in that gap, that big man that we're missing. And,
Right to fill in
and
the
yeah, and he picks up uh I want to say he picked all three up in that second quarter. Three
He
fouls.
2 fouls in the second quarter,
Okay, yeah,
and
two fouls in the second.
already 1 foul in the first. So
Okay,
he
so
had
yeah,
three quick fouls right
yeah,
after that.
exactly. So
Gosh.
we can't have that. We can't have, like you said, we have a short rotation, and we're already short big men. So shit.
Right, yeah, having both those guys get in foul trouble, that'll definitely hurt the Mavs. And then the Mavs, you were at the halftime. Let me see, we were down. What was it at halftime? 54-42. Uh, Thankfully, Luka hits a little floater, started to get hot right at the end, and help us, maintain. It's 12-point advantage by them, but it helped that floater at the end. I know definitely helped to give us a little jolt because
Yep.
in the third quarter, man, it seems just like we've seen from the Mavs, the second half, the flip was switched for the Mavs. Third quarter, we outscored them 39-24 in the quarter. Like that should tell you everything right there. I think we finally, it's like the third quarter, we finally flip the switch back on. Like, no, this is how we need to play. This is how we play. And guys were scoring how they should score. You had what I just said earlier when we were talking right off this pod. Jalen Brunson had 11 points in the third quarter. He was being aggressive. He was 2 for 2 from three, 4 or 5 from the field. Dorian Finney-Smith had 11 in the quarter too. Like you could just tell Luka had 7. Like the third quarter was like kind of almost perfection of what you want to see this Mavericks offense kind of doing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
you
think I texted you right before I believe you got to actually start watching that second half. Um, it felt like in that first half, the energy just wasn't there for us. I don't know
right?
what it was. It seemed like they were real sluggish on the court, and
Were they
yeah,
not getting their rotations fast enough, leaving guys kind of like wide open?
yeah, and
That's what my steps Amir, he was telling me. He was like, guys, they're just leaving them like wide open, like they
yeah,
keep. It's like they're not running to the guys. So that made, and when you texted me saying they had no energy, I was like, oh, okay, now this all kind of makes sense.
yeah. And then, like you said, it seemed like everything switched up on them. Like something clicked in them. They came out of that half like
I don't know what it is
hot,
about their halftime
fire as
speech.
fuck, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about their halftime speeches, but they're on point this year because we've been coming out guns blazing in the second half.
Yeah, yeah, and it was great to see, man. Jalen Brunson was really doing his thing. It looked like he was trying to take over, which that was the third quarter. It was great and everything,
That's what
and
we're getting to real quick. I think I know what
Mhm.
you're about to get
Yeah,
into. Okay,
yeah.
but in the third quarter, the Mavs hit 8 threes in that quarter. They were 8 of
Oh,
10 3 in the third
yep.
quarter. So it's kind of like law of averages because the first half, I think, oh, I had this right here in front of me. First half, we shot 20% from three, 5 of 24 from the field. So just shots were just not falling. We were getting the 3-point attempts, like you said. You were saying they were getting open shots, at least good looks. But
Yeah,
just today, they just were not, at least in the first half, just not knocking them down. And then the third, they've come out guns blazing. Hit 8 threes. Everything's looking great. And in the fourth quarter, man, you just get into it's just a dogfight within these two teams. Utah's a playoff. They've been here before in the playoffs. They've gone a little bit farther than us, in the playoffs. So it's like they're battle tested is what I'm saying. So they claw back and fight their way in the fourth quarter, and it's a very back and forth game. And then to your mention, like what you're about to mention, and what we're gonna get into now in this fourth quarter, man. The Mavs end up coming up short at the end. We'll get into the minor detail plays, how it all ended in a second. But overall, if you look at the scoring, Luka had 9 in the quarter. He did, kind of his, all he can do type stuff in the quarter. 4 rebounds and assists. But man, like we were talking, Jalen Brunson had 11 in the third. He ended tonight with 0 points in the fourth quarter,
yeah,
which is crazy because I know he had at least it was like 8 in the last game in the fourth quarter. So that's just that. I mean, if you're a Mavs fan listening, like, and you didn't really get to, I guess, see the game or weren't really getting to pay attention, that should tell you right there. Like, We just didn't have enough. It was kind of like Luka do everything type shit in the fourth quarter. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
what it seemed like to me. It seemed like it was like Luka kind of do everything, create everything, and to me, it seemed like Jalen Brunson just wasn't aggressive. He only took 3 shot attempts, no threes. A couple one of them did go in and out. I give him that credit at the end. He had one that was very tough. He had a lot of shots tonight, really, that went in and out that were just like, oh, normally Jalen makes these, and tonight he was just kind of off. And but really just wasn't aggressive. You could just tell watching the fourth quarter. I'm like, when is like someone else besides Luka gonna like step up, get the ball, and try and score? Like it was all, and what do you think? Like, is that what you seen, or tell me what you seen too?
Yeah, I think I don't know. It feels like in that third quarter, Brunson kind of went back to, the last game where
Right,
he was obviously the number one guy,
right, right.
and he was trying to generate that, that energy
Spark.
from the last game, and it was working. It looked beautiful. He was taking over. He was doing his thing. He was bodying. I don't remember who was guarding. I think it was it
Bojan.
Clarkson?
Bojan.
Oh,
He
was it
missed
Bojan?
one on Bojan, but he bodied the fuck out of him when he drove him.
Okay,
Put his
yeah.
shoulder
So
right into his chest, and Bojan went
yeah,
flying, and then he missed the easy. That's one of those easy missed shots that normally he makes.
yeah. So I like that. I want to see that when Luka's not on the court
Mm-hmm.
for sure, and even when he like right now Luka's obviously playing on a semi-healed,
Calf
calf.
strain. Right.
So you kind of want to have I think Jalen Brunson doing those kind of drives, making those drives, trying to get Luka open, give him some space, from the three, he'll hit those shots,
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see that carry on into the fourth quarter because he was doing all that in the third, and it was it was looking good,
Right.
and all that energy I feel like came, and it was sparking everybody else because like you said, we hit what 8 threes in that third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the kind of energy we need to carry over. I don't know what happened in that fourth quarter. Like you said, maybe Luka was trying to. Obviously, he's the man. He's got to take over. He's got to do his thing. But sometimes you gotta go with what's working.
Yeah, and this is one of our later points, but I guess we'll just bring it up now. And that JB, balance act, like you said, with Luca has got to be like they got to learn now. Like they see games like this, it's got to be one of those where it's like, all right, Luca's trying to do his thing. Jalen, we need you to keep pushing 3 shot attempts. That's not enough. Like we need to see more. Like especially Luca coming off that injury. Like we need to see Jalen be more in tune with this offense and be more aggressive and help take that weight off of Luka, because it seemed like in the fourth, it seemed like a normal Mav game that we've been seeing all year long, where it's like, all right, Luka, do whatever you want. It didn't seem like it was Luka coming off of a calf strain. Luka, where we're kind of like, all right, like let's, we're glad to have him back, but we know he's not going to be like full all out. Luka, he did finish tonight, with a great stat line. Luka finished with 30 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 4 turnovers. Not that bad. But Jalen Brunson, I mean, he had 23. He actually finished with 23 points. Wow, get this. He had 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, no turnovers.
Yeah,
0.
yeah,
I want that guy. Give me Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter taking as many shots, because I know he'll take care of the ball and like he'll get a good shot attempt at least, and he's not going to turn it over. Like, give me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
give me more, Jalen. All this 7 of, I guess he took his 3 shot attempts in the fourth, so 7 of 15, from the field, like going into the fourth, like, give me more, like, take more shots. I think that's just one of those learning, kind of those growing phases of where, yeah, we have Luka, he's all NBA, all world type shit, but given every team's got to have more guys that can put the ball in the bucket. And Jalen, that's you, buddy. And
yep,
we need
yeah,
you in the fourth, especially if Spencer ain't really doing nothing, which we'll get to him in a minute. But Jalen, especially, with the contract he's won and just all that, the pressure, he is the starter. And the guy we look at whenever Luka's kind of out. So we need him to really step it up in the fourth. And still create and just attack the basket and just do something, do some more. Just get the ball. Like tell Luka, no, give me the ball. You go rest like in the corner, like chill
Yeah.
out on that half. Let me get this possession. I'll go get us a bucket. I'll make the play. I'll even find you looking for an open three. Like don't worry. Like that's the type of I think the next step growth because it's like I feel like Jalen did take that next step and where he scored 41 and then 30 helping leading us. Like that's big time for Jalen. So
Yeah.
now I think the bigger test is now you got to have that cohesiveness where you're doing it at the same time when Luka's playing, where you're not just like Luka's playing here Luka, here's the ball. You should sometimes be like, all right Luka, chill, like you kind of tiring yourself out. Let me get some buckets real quick. Let me do this, like like he needs to want to do it, which I think he does.
Oh,
Having
he
two
absolutely
natties
does.
and from college, yeah, I don't think he's the player to shy away from that shit. But it's just the next step. I'm saying in the process, he's definitely just got to learn now to like go and pick his spots now in the fourth. Whenever you could tell Luka's, just whenever maybe he's looking a little gas or something. Like, switch it up, or you just give him a break and you go after. You go try and get buckets on, 3 or 4 more possessions on in that quarter, and make plays for us.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I think you're right. I think the like you said, he's not one to shy away from that moment, and we've seen that in the past couple games. He's taken over, and so it's I think it's going to be a tough balancing act because obviously you don't want to put Luka on the corner either, right? Like you don't want to have a situation like we had with Porzingis where he was upset because they had him in a corner, literally waiting for the ball.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Luka's that kind of guy, but this is his.
No, I
I
think
feel like it's
Luka.
gonna be tough.
I, I was just gonna say real quick. I think Luka just has to trust who he's giving the ball up to. Like he's like, all right, to give it up and let somebody else, go get us a bucket. I want to be able to trust him, and that's like the Porzingis. I don't think he really had faith in Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? Like he's for sure has more faith in Brunson than he did Porzingis giving Brunson the ball. Like it's sort of like fourth quarter clutch time to give it, give us a chance rather than give it to Porzingis. I think that's just how Luka is. He understands like Porzingis wasn't a ball handler much and couldn't create his own shot, but Jalen Brunson is, and he's just getting better and better, and Luka's seen him get better and better. So I think that's why that's a good dynamic to have where he trusts him, he kind of knows him more, personable, and that's just like, it's gonna take time. Hopefully they got to blend together and make these shots, or take some more shots and help Luka in the fourth because that's what it's gonna take. MJ needed Scotty. You got to have that other guy to kind of lean on and help you in these times. And for
Yeah,
at least this season, it's kind of Jalen Brunson for Luka.
yeah,
But
yeah, for sure.
yeah, for sure. Okay, so moving on from Jalen Brunson, we know he's got to step it up at least in the fourth quarter because otherwise, his stats look good except for the fourth quarter. But the other people that just weren't looking at in the mix, I was looking at the box score. Dodo, Reggie both had 11, 3 threes each. So you can't really ask much more. You want them to hit at least 3 to 5 threes, a game. So I mean, they kind of basically did their job. They're out there guarding. You look at the rest of their box scores, it's good. So 11 points. Let them live on that. Dwight Powell, 11 points, hitting double digits. I know that's definitely the Luka effect right there.
Yeah,
Him
yeah,
hitting digits now. But good to see him a little bit more involved in the offensive end with Luka in there. But what I was getting to is basically, you see the starting five basically kind of doing what you kind of expect them to do, like numbers you can kind of guesstimate. But
right.
on the bench side is where things to me too also like went sideways. You mentioned Kleba got into foul trouble, which really limited his minutes. He only played 18 minutes tonight. Only had 1 3, finished with 3 points and fouled out. 3 points, 6 rebounds. That's it for Maxey. And he's been on a tear recently, so that's no bueno.
Yeah,
Then you go look at Berton. He only played 3 minutes. Normally he's getting a little bit more, but he played 3. and he picked up those 3 fouls in 3 minutes. Very there, right
It's
there.
wild.
Only took 2 3-point attempts, but I guess his defense just wasn't cutting it enough to go in there and get him some more attempts on from three. Because I think he's still big for us. I think he can still come in and hit another 4 or 5 threes in a game this series for us. Especially if he's cool with like sticking in the corner, or he can. I really like that he can run off screens and hit threes too. I like
Yeah.
that about him
And,
being 6'10".
and we've talked about it before. He's not shy about it, man. He'll pull up and shoot. Like it's not a problem for him.
Falls under the irrational confidence guy.
Yeah.
You love to see it too, especially as a shooter. Just like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna throw it up no matter what, because if they start going in, I'm gonna be able to stay in and play.
Yep.
And he also is fiery on defense. Like, yeah, he's definitely not the best defender at all or anything, but he definitely does. He is no open door. You know what I'm saying? He isn't just someone just gonna let you score on him. He's gonna make it a little bit tough and bump and grind, talk some smack with you. I like that about Bertans.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, moving on. Then the other bench guy, I'll say Spencer Vlad, Josh Green did all right. Played 16 minutes. Didn't really do anything. 4 points. Only made one shot, one free throw. Last game, kind of seemed like a little breakout game. We were hoping to see maybe a couple more threes, and this game made two. Maybe that would have helped his confidence, but didn't really do a whole lot in this game. And then Spencer Dinwiddie, the biggest part of the problem of our bench at from afar,
Yeah.
or
Definitely the low point.
for sure. I
I
mean,
bet.
okay. But 24 minutes, we definitely need to see if you were to say he played 24 minutes, you would guess maybe at least like 15. What, he get like 15
Hmm.
points? He got 5 points.
5
No,
points.
no, man. Like, yeah, we trade for him, and I get he's come off the ACL, and I said even this whole year I'm gonna give him. I'm not gonna judge him off this year. I'm gonna let him. If we keep him by next year, I want to see how he does then. Coming back from ACL injuries, always the second year is when you look back to normal or even better. So, not try to discredit that or anything, but I mean, we just need more, man. Like, kind of the Jalen Brunson thing in the fourth quarter. Like, we need Dinwiddie just when he's in the game, even with Brunson, just to be more aggressive, not overly aggressive, but just aggressive, because we don't need him to. I think when he gets overly aggressive is when he starts taking too many shots. But when he's just aggressive, he's out there, he's looking to score, but he's also looking to pass. And that's when I think Spencer's at his best, because he can get dimes. He averages like 5, almost 6 assists or whatever. And he had 3 assists in this game. So he was finding people. But we just need him being more aggressive offensively. 1 of 5 from 3, that's not good. Hopefully he gets his in the gym and his 3 ball goes down. But just overall, we need more than 5 points from Spencer Dinwiddie. Like, we can't have less than 10. He's got to be able to match Reggie and Dodo's numbers on the offensive end at least, if not more, because he's going to have the ball whenever Luka is not in or Jalen's not in. Spencer's the main guy holding with the ball, even when he's in there with Brunson. They take turns, or even with Luka too. They take turns. So whenever it's his turn, so to speak, like, he got to be aggressive with it and can't be like hesitant, like, oh, maybe I should pass it back. No, like, just go do it, Spencer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go get a bucket. If not, kick it out to the wide open person. Let them, take it from there. Because I feel like, like, the IQ of this team is so good that you can play like that, where you just be aggressive, attack the basket. If it's not there, just kick it out to one of us. We're able to we're smart enough that we can swing the ball to the open guy, or if not, just give the ball, funnel it back to Luka or JB, or if it's Spencer by himself, we'll give it back to Spencer. No
Yeah.
need to panic and make like some crazy shot. I think that speaks growth to the team. But yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie just not making his shots tonight, and that was sad to see.
Yeah. And you mentioned you want him to be more aggressive. I just want to make a point, man, that last I mean, I don't know what they drew up for that last play of the game, right?
All right.
But ultimately the ball ended up in Dinwiddie's hands, and he shot the ball from really far out from 3-point line, where
Honestly, it looks almost the same spot where he hit both those game winners earlier. But remember, we had those back-to-back game winners. One was against Boston, and another against someone else. But the Boston game winner, that was like literally almost where he was in the Boston
Yeah,
game, like that kind of that really that wing kind of corner kind of area right there. So
yeah.
like I saw him and I was like, oh yeah. And he didn't. Honestly, I don't know. I had to go back and rewatch it some more, but I don't know if he had enough time to swing it. I feel like it was one of those. Yeah, he had to kind of just shoot it once he caught it type thing.
Right, right. No, that's not my issue. Wasn't that he took the shot because he had like maybe a half second to shoot it,
He had
but
to.
yeah, he had to shoot it for sure. But my issue was they spent a lot of time just swinging it back and forth. Nobody ever went inside the 3-point line. And
Yeah,
that's my problem. We were down by 2 points.
that's
We
right.
just needed somebody to cut inside. There was nobody even in. I
Uh,
want to say there was no one
nobody.
in the paint
We went back to old
defending.
Luka ball where everybody's just standing around like ISO
Yeah,
hard, and it's like no, we cannot play like that. Like we have.
like it lit. Like I'm gonna go back and watch it however I can, but it like I swear I was looking inside inside the 3-point
No,
line. There was nobody, no
nobody.
defenders, nobody, dude. Somebody just had to cut inside, make a move, shake their defender and make a move inside, and an easy layup, dude. 2 points is all we needed to win this game.
I agree.
And everybody just stood around the 3-point line waiting for Luka to make a move. I have a problem with that, man.
Yeah, yeah, that was not good. I think, yeah, especially when you're only down one, like you don't need a three. So why is everybody standing by the three? Like
Right.
have some movement, do something. Like we can literally do any, like have any type of shot that we want to get, especially with 11 seconds left. Like it's so much time. Like I know they got to get the ball up the court, but still, like 11 seconds, like. Yeah, no. Everybody should not be looking like, oh, we gotta hover around the 3-point line. Like, no, yeah, I agree. There should have definitely been some cuts. Uh, hopefully the coaching staff noticed that too, and someone should know. Like, there's so they came with a double, and I was like looking in the paint. That's why I know you're right because
Yeah.
I saw them double Luka at the top of the key. I was looking around like, all right, who's cutting? Who's moving? Nobody. It was
Nobody,
like
dude.
Rudy was in the paint or somewhere. It was just wide open. No, none of our players down there. And I'm just like, oh my god, what's about to happen? And then I see him kick it to Spencer. And I'm like, oh shit. And in my head, even when he shot it, I'm thinking that Boston game winner. So
Yeah.
like, hopefully he can replicate. And then he misses. I'm like, damn.
But see,
A
I
little bit
would
more rush than Boston. Boston had a little bit more time catch it and shoot. This one a little bit more rush. He literally had to catch and
throw it up. Yeah, and also I'm pretty sure there was already a defender there. Like he had someone
yeah,
in his face. So it was never going to be an easy shot for him, which is why, I have a problem with everybody just standing around. But,
that really fucked it up.
yeah,
That's something good to notice. Even yeah, man, I'm surprised like Dodo didn't cut or somebody else didn't cut that usually doesn't shoot threes.
who would be great in that position?
Who?
Brunson. That
Yeah,
man that
right.
man finds a way to score like inside. It's crazy these past couple
Brunson,
games.
yeah, Brunson or Dodo cutting to the rim would have been amazing right then.
Yeah.
That would have helped so much.
Yeah, them little Brunson floaters he throws up are just
I know
beautiful,
one
man.
of those. Yeah, something. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure the coaching staff is gonna be all over them tomorrow because it's like since I forgot. Oh, they threw up the stat earlier in the game. I was gonna write it down. I was like, oh, I remember it, but no, I should have remembered. I should have wrote it down. But it's basically our clutch points. How we're basically first in the clutch this year since I forgot at what point we changed over. We were last in the clutch, and then at a certain
Yeah,
point from
I
the
remember actually. I remember that. I
what?
was I'm sorry, I just want to cut in real quick. That
No.
was the first pod that I was on with you. I remember bringing that up. We were dead last in clutch, like clutch points.
Mm-hmm.
We and that was I don't remember who we played now. But we lost that game because we fell apart at the end of the game.
Yep.
And then, as the year started progressing, like we started climbing those rankings and now like you said, we're top or
Yeah.
we're number 1 or what's the deal
We
there?
were, we were first in clutch points. Like
Yeah, that
at a certain, I think Suns probably have it for all if you're counting like all season long. But if you're counting, I think from I forgot, a certain point, probably when we started doing really good, January through the
Right.
end of the year. I think we were first for sure.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. And it was crazy. That's why it's so crazy to see. I think maybe just Luka being back, guys just were like it just reverted back to old Luka ball, and that's what I've
Yeah.
seen today. In that last possession, last couple, seemed like it was just like, all right, Luka, do your thing, and everybody else just kind of stand around. And it's like, I thought we got away from this, guys. It's like I thought we got over this. What are we doing?
You know, it's kind of crazy to think about that's Luka ball, like what you call it, because isn't Euro ball like very much like assist oriented? Like they swing the ball, they'll pass, they'll look for the open guy.
More so in the sense of like saying Luka ball, kind of more like how people say harden, like harden ball, like the ISO heavy type shit. Whereas the Rockets, where he was just like James Harden, dribble. Either he's gonna take the shot, or he's gonna kick it out type shit.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
But that's the sense I usually mean, and when I say Luka ball, not really more
Yeah,
Euro sense. Shit, in the Euro sense, they're all about teamwork and playing as a team, which I know Luka is too. That's why I know he's frustrated that someone didn't cut to the basket when we're down only 1 point, and guys
right.
looking to make 3 points instead of a 2-pointer. So I know he's on him. His coach's stats better be on him. And another point we're gonna make. Hopefully they stay out of foul trouble. And
Yes.
they make their threes. I feel like they played a great. We held them to 100 points tonight.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
played
that's huge.
a really great game against them, and just couldn't seal the deal. And that's what I'm looking at right now. Oh my gosh, I'm having to go through the play-by-plays. This is rough. So the Mavs, oh man, it was okay. So basically down the stretch, I'm not about to start calling out from like the 6-minute mark where we're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But we'll go down to under 2 minutes, and Donovan Mitchell hits a layup, and we come down, and Luka hits a layup with a minute left. So the Mavs are up 96-95. A couple of possessions later, we're up by 1. Mavs get the ball back off of Donovan Mitchell miss. Oh, it was after actually a full timeout. After Luka makes the floater, Donovan misses a 2-point shot. We call timeout. We get our next possession. We have, it's 96-95. Mavs are up 1. And Luka Doncic comes up, Luka Magic hits a step back 3 over Rudy Gobert's, in his grill.
Yep.
With 39 seconds left to put us up 99-95. And at that point, I can't even lie, as a Mavs fan, it was over, but I was pretty much thinking it was over.
I did too. I did too. At that point, I was hype in the living room. I was looking at, Luka was hype. He was telling, this is my game. This is my like I'm taking over.
I made an outside trip where I was hyped
right.
up. And went outside, I was high five. And then preceding that, so Donovan Mitchell goes in and misses a layup, which if you're going to look at the game, I think they were talking about it. I have to go back and see, but something about it looked like Rudy Gobert just threw down Dwight Powell or whoever it was under the basket. No call. Again, no call for the Mavs. Surprise, surprise. But so that allows when he misses his layup, Donovan Mitchell is able because Dwight Powell's on the freaking floor after he gets knocked down. Donovan Mitchell is able to get his offensive rebound back up, and then Luka comes over late to put his hands up, and just crowds him too much, too hard, and gets an and 1 off Luka and makes a 2-point shot. And so when he did that, I was like, damn, that was a killer right there, and then put it back to a 1-point game. 99-98, and we're up by 1, and then we go down, and I missed one. Wow, that was what happened right in between. I was wondering what happened between the oop and when he made that shot. Dwight Powell misses both free throws.
Yep.
That's what I forgot about that. That was one of those between those two plays. Yeah,
and then
Dwight Powell, that's gonna eat at him tonight. He missed both those free throws. Like,
Yeah. And you know what? I think it was in the third quarter
mhm.
where we kept sending Gobert to the line, and
Oh
he
yeah.
was missing all of those.
Oh, I
That
love
was
that tonight.
yeah,
I love
yeah, that
that.
was one of those points where I was like, oh, it's gonna eat him up when they lose this game, and then
Rudy was
it
3 of 8
fucking happened
from
to
the
us.
free throw line. 3 of 8 in the fourth quarter from free
Yeah,
throw. 37.
yeah,
Not good. That's awesome because he finished tonight. I'm saying awesome like we won, but I mean y'all know what I'm saying because it's the game plan. The Mavs are still sticking to the game plan. We just had a couple Luka come back and we barely lost by 1 point, which we should have won technically. But it's
yeah.
good. I say good signs in a sense, like things that we know for sure you can clean up. Like just make shot, like make your open shots. That's it. That's really all you got to really clean up. And the aggression of Jalen Brunson and Spencer, which we've seen them be aggressive and make. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
like anything like, oh, they got to do something different. No, they just got to be themselves from the last two games with Luka on the court, and just make sure the fouls, which sometimes you can help in, sometimes the refs are calling ticky tack shit. Like there's only so much you can do, but
Right.
yeah, and then at the end of the game, and then Dwight misses those two free throws, and then we go on a defensive end. Donovan gets a screen from Rudy Gobert. The defense kind of gets a little bit, I guess, confused and behind on the rotations and switching over for Rudy, and Donovan's able to throw right up because there's traffic below. But of course, Rudy, we have nobody up high to defend, so they just throw it to Rudy, and he gets an alley-oop dunk with 11 seconds left to make it 199. And at that point, I was thinking, y'all left too much time. Y'all left too much
That
time.
that's exactly what I said too, dude.
I was like, y'all left too much time. 11 seconds with Luka. Oh man. And then, as we just talked about, they come up to 4, and everybody's just looking to take a 3 when we're only down by 1. So that basically sums up the game right there. That's it in the pickle. That's pretty much the game right there. Like Mavs just couldn't make enough threes. Only shooting 34% from the three tonight. If a couple more threes go down, it's a different ball game. But other than that, they played a great game. Just hope some other JB and Spencer step up next game because everybody else did pretty much what you would kind of think them to do. But we definitely need to see more from JB and Spencer. And yeah, that's pretty much what are you expecting? What are you hoping to see from the Mavs next game?
Um, what I'm hoping to see, well,
Any adjustments or like
yeah, like okay, so adjustments I want to see. Like I'm looking back at this box score for Utah. You know how we had a collective, let's see, 5, 8, 12. We had a collective 13 points from our bench today.
yeah
And the Jazz had a spark coming off the bench in Jordan Clarkson.
yeah
That
yep.
man was going off on us. 25 points. I mean, he was just a spark. Like
He's looking
anytime
like the
you
Jordan
saw him,
Clarkson that normally torches the Mavs. Jordan Clarkson during the regular season.
yeah, yeah. And we got to figure out some way to stop him because like whenever they were Utah was kind of slumping, they were kind of
Mm.
missing shots, or we were just playing really good defense. Out of nowhere comes Jordan Clarkson, scoring a nice little layup. He's making
Get to
moves
the
out there,
basket
man. And yeah,
easy.
get into the basket. Yeah, and that's we got to change that. We got to find out how to stop him because I mean he's efficient. That's the thing. Like I think
You
Donovan Mitchell's obviously their star, but he's like a high volume guy.
right.
He's gonna throw up shots, and some of them are gonna be bad. But Clarkson, it looks like he went 9 of 16.
Yeah, 3 of 5. I don't think
So
he'll go 3 of 5 from three again. He's one of those guys where I see 3 of 5. I'm like, oh, I'll dare you to do that again. Because honestly,
okay,
it
so
wasn't like he was getting open threes. Like literally, some of the threes, like dudes were up in his face, and he was just like,
yeah,
there was one Reggie, he hit one in Reggie's eye hole, like right in his face. And I was like, damn, that's just good shot. Like
yeah,
ain't shit you can do about it. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. Yeah, he is a great. I don't want to take anything away. He is sixth man of the year last year. Someone we talked about. I'd even take on the Mavs, but he's not that consistent from three. He's more of like a slasher type, playmaking creator. You know what I'm saying? That can
Yeah,
just get hot, kind of a streaky from three. And tonight, the streakiness from three really helped them because those threes he hit were big. To be honest, they were big because they were. I know one of them was when Mavs were making a run, he finally hit a three, and then like you said, he was just getting to the lane, and I feel like that's also a lapse of the Mavs, like their defense, like just the energy tonight.
yeah,
So yeah, honestly, yeah, I agree. I like those points. Those are good points and adjustments that I hope the Mavs make necessary into the next game too, because you definitely got to clean up those things and bring the energy, which they will have because the next game will be at Mavs in Dallas, and we now hold
absolutely.
the basically it's a best of three now, and
Yep.
we hold the home court
Home
advantage.
court.
And
That's
if you're
right.
looking at this thing overall, honestly, at this point, if you're saying Luka wasn't gonna be there till game four, what would your game plan be? To me, it would be at least get one win at home, one win at away. And what did we do? We got one win at home, we got one win away. Like we split the series. If you're looking at it as Utah side saying we at least split it there at their home and stuff like. I think they're fucking crazy. Like they should, this series should already be over. It should be 4-0. Utah should, you know what I'm saying? This should, we've only we've only played. Oh no, we have played 4 games. So yeah, this should already be a sweep. Like Jazz should have already swept us without Luka, and Luka, this is his first game back. Like, that's just how I see it. And for a Mavs fan, like, yeah, we basically held down the fort, and now we've got Luka back. So now, all right, best of three. Let's see what you got, Jazz. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, now
Yep.
bring it. And the Mavs play again on Monday, guys, at 8:30 on TNT. We got the late game on TNT. Game five, pivotal game five at home and here in Dallas. So, the energy is going to be bright. And especially, role players always play better at home and stuff. So I know all these role players are going to come out. And hopefully that flat energy we saw in the first half it isn't duplicated on Monday. Definitely looking forward to that. Any last thoughts before we head on out here?
No, man. I'm just, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. Like you said, it's basically we're basically tied up at this point, and so it's a best of three. And I'm ready to watch the Mavs finally move on to the next round, man.
Dude, we got Luka back.
We got Luka back,
Got
so there's
We got
yeah,
freaking Luka back, bro. Like, yeah,
yeah,
things are gonna be okay. I think he got a little taste tonight. You could tell they were managing his minutes, but now we got Luka. All right, best of three series. Let's see what you got now, Jazz. Like, let's see what's up. So I'm excited. Thank you for joining me, Christian Torres, on here with me. Thanks, bro. And I'll see y'all
absolutely.
next time. Yeah, and I'll see y'all next time. Unfortunately tonight we didn't get it done, but make sure Monday check in 8:30. They're gonna play. They're gonna play the Jazz at home in Dallas on TNT. Check it out. Mavs Rundown is also on Twitter if y'all want to. You can follow at Mavs_Rundown. And the Mavs Rundown podcast is free on YouTube along with Spotify and the Anchor app. So, again, I'm AG. Thanks for listening. Along with Christian Torres. We appreciate y'all for listening. And remember, cool heads prevail. And I'll see y'all next time on the Mavs Rundown.